Knowing our past, sometimes we wonder how people lived many years ago. What did they eat? What type of clothes did they wear? Did they live the way we do now? Etc. Knowing our past helps us to find the answer to all these questions. If we get to know about what happened thousands of years back, it would be difficult to believe. To understand our growth and progress in the present time, we need to study the past. Understanding history. History is the study of past events set in a chronological order. It considers every action that people did in the past. It records the economy, occupations, clothing, and eating habits of the people of the past. The word history has been derived from the Greek word historia. It means learning or knowing by inquiry. Why to study history? Sometimes we may think, why to study history? What good will it do to us now? Well, history teaches us about the past. The study of history is an attempt to learn, understand the lives of the people in the past. The study of the past is important to understand the present. We can learn about many things related to the past. It includes clothing, lifestyle, the place they lived in, the names of places, the houses, and the food habits of the people of the past. This study helps us to understand the present society better. This study helps us to understand why certain cultures and societies have survived till today and why others have perished. This study also helps us to know our own roots. Our past is linked with our present and it gives shape to our future. The present cannot be understood without understanding the past, and hence future cannot be shaped also. So for better present and better future, we have to understand our past. Prehistory to history. To make it easier to study the past, the historians have divided the history into three periods: prehistory, proto-history, and history. Prehistory. It is the period for which there are no written records. It is the time when writing had not been invented. The knowledge of this period is based on the things that have been dug up by the archaeologists. Proto-history. This refers to the period for which we have some written records, but the written records are yet to be interpreted and understood. History. It refers to the period for which written records are available. It is the time period when writing was invented. Importance of dates. We already know that dates in history are expressed in BC and AD. The years before the birth of Jesus Christ are written in BC or BCE, which means before Christ or before the Christian era. The dates of this period are counted backwards. For example, in this period 10 BC comes before 9 BC. The years after Jesus Christ's birth are termed as AD or CE, which means Anno Domini, in the year of the Lord, or Christian era. These years are counted forward. For example, 9 AD comes before 10 AD. Any event that happened in 200 BC means that it happened 200 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, and any event that happened in 200 AD means that has happened 200 years after the birth of Jesus Christ. The historical events are arranged by the historians in a chronological order. This order is known as a timeline. To make it more clear, it can be written as a timeline is a description of historical events in a chronological order. Geography and history. Geography has significantly influenced human appearances, actions, and social developments. It has played an important role in the history of India. India has diverse geographical features. India has been blessed with high mountains, hot deserts, fertile river valleys, and a large number of rivers. In India, northwestern part has been bearing the fury of invasion since ancient times. All the advanced cultures have mostly been limited to the northern subtropical monsoon areas. All the ancient civilizations grow in river valleys. Influence of geographical factors in India. Geographical factors have greatly influenced the history of India. Following are a few of the factors. Since thousands of years, India remained protected from regular invasions from the north due to the Himalayas, but people used the passes in the mountains as routes of contact. The passes in the Himalayas influenced the merchants, traders, travelers, scholars, and others to come to India. These people brought new ideas, customs, and habits that have made our culture richer. Big empires were established on the fertile plains of the rivers Indus and Gangas. This is because the rivers provided sufficient water for all the needs of the people. The land near the rivers was very fertile. Hence, people could grow crops easily. The river also served as a means of transport. The southern peninsular Indian remained under the influence of Dravidian culture. This happened despite the fact that the Aryans' influence extended widely over the northern India. The geographical reason behind this was that the Vindhyas stand between the northern and southern India. The endless geographical varieties of India have remained it colorfully intact. It gave India the best civilizations and societies in the world. Important sources of history. There are many sources through which we can learn about our past. These are broadly divided into literary and archaeological sources. Literary sources. Literary sources refer to any written accounts on different writing materials in the ancient time before the paper was used. Books were written on palm leaves or on the bark of the birch tree. These were known as Bhojpatra. Sometimes texts were written on sheep leather and wooden tablets. Some of the ancient texts were written on copper plates known as Tamrapatra. These handwritten records of the past in the form of books are known as manuscripts. Literary sources can be broadly divided into three categories: religious and sacred literature, secular literature, foreign travelers' accounts. Religious or sacred literature. A large number of ancient manuscripts of India are religious in nature. Writings which deal with religion are called religious literature. The epics like the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, and the Vedas and Purans, the Jain and Buddhist texts give us religious messages. Secular literature. Texts which are not religious in nature are called secular literature. A few of them include poems, plays, stories, and biographies of kings, etc. Vishakha Dutt's Mudra Raksha gives us an account of the Mauryan society and culture. Bana Bhatta's Harsha Charitra deals with the achievements of Harshavardhan. Kautilya's Arthashastra also comes under the category of secular literature. Foreign travelers' accounts. Many Chinese, Greek, Roman, and urban travelers came to India in the past. They left behind accounts of things that they saw. A Greek ambassador to the court of the Mauryan king Chandragupta, Megasthenes, wrote a detailed account of Mauryan rule in his book Indica. Fahin and Huingsang, Buddhist pilgrims, came to India from China and left accounts which describe the social, religious, and economic conditions in India during their visit. A few Arab travelers also visit India during the medieval period. Al-Biruni and Ibn Battuta were among the most prominent travelers. Al-Biruni's book Tehqiq-e-Hind is a mirror of the 11th century India. Archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are the first-hand evidences of the past. They are the objects from the past which have survived till now. They are the ruins of buildings, temples, mosques, tombs, mausoleums, pottery, tools, weapons, coins, jewelry, etc. These archaeological sources can be divided into four types: monuments, inscriptions, artifacts, and coins. Monuments. All buildings of historical importance are called monuments. They tell us about the period in which they were built. Much of our information about art and architectural style are drawn from the study of monuments. They also provide us with information about the political, social, cultural, and religious beliefs of the times in which they were built. Inscriptions. Inscriptions are written records engraved on rocks, cave walls, metal pillars, walls of temples and palaces, clay tablets, etc. Some of the inscriptions convey royal orders and decisions to the common people. Some give details of battles won. Inscriptions are the most reliable form of evidence. The study of the inscriptions is called epigraphy. Artifacts. The objects that humans made in the past for their personal use, like pottery, tools, weapons, ornaments, jewelry, etc. are called artifacts. These things tell us a lot about the social, cultural, and economic life of the people. These are found by archaeologists in the course of excavations. A lot of artifact articles were unearthed from the Indus Valley. Coins. Coins from the past throw light on different aspects of life as it existed then. They're extremely valuable source of information. Coins give us information about the economy of kingdoms, prevalent arts, and reigning kings. They also tell us about a king's extent of empire and about trade with other countries. The study of coins is called numismatics. The dates engraved on coins are vital in giving us information of a particular period.